Good morning, everybody. Now, in discussing the conclusion of the Battle of Vicksburg, some might look at it nowadays, those who are not either from the area or don't have an understanding of American history, understand why a town, a small little town on the Mississippi River, was so vitally important to the outcome of the Civil War. Now, it's a town of like 5,000 people, but back in those days, it was extremely important, that tiny little town. Much like things have changed nowadays, where, back during the Civil War, the states of Virginia and South Carolina were major political powerhouses that had major influence. Nowadays in the South, the two states of Texas and Florida, for example, are major political powerhouses. Just show how things were important. Vicksburg was incredibly important. Now, President Jefferson Davis said that Vicksburg is the nailhead that holds the South's two halves together, which was quite true, because throughout 1862, the Union Army and Navy had gone to extensive lengths to take pretty much every single remaining Confederate river port. Vicksburg was the only one that was left. And President Lincoln went so far as to say that Vicksburg is the key, and we cannot win the war until that key is firmly in our pocket. And when Vicksburg fell on Independence Day of 1863, it was literally cut the South in half. And in fact, they were so determined to make sure that Vicksburg was relieved. That was one of the main reasons why Lee began an invasion of the North in June of that year, which led to the Gettysburg Campaign. Now, what the South had lost in losing Vicksburg was, in addition to losing large numbers of manpower through Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana, they lost enormous amounts of foodstuffs. They lost pork from Arkansas, cattle from Texas, sugar, molasses, and rice from Louisiana. Basically, it was tightening the noose around the Confederacy. And even Winston Churchill went so far when he was speaking on American history, talked about that the war was pretty much won with the Battle of Vicksburg. So just some ideas of how vitally important that tiny little river town was. When Vicksburg was lost, it pretty much made sure that the North would be victorious and the South could not hold out much longer. So there you go.